Hey folks, welcome to another Triple T Thursday. For those just joining us, that's tools, tips, and talk. We will discuss info for the knife maker. In today's episode, we're going to make a surface grinding attachment with switchable magnets. A lot of people have asked me for this, so I figured we would do this video. And this is really for the DIY folks that are trying to save a little money or really want to make this themselves. If that's not you and you just want to buy it, I suggest you go get the Ameribraid surface grinding attachment. I think it's the best one on the market. But for those that want to build it, this video is for you. I've said many times that the surface grinding attachment really should be the first attachment you get for your 2x72. So let's get started. So here's my existing surface grinding attachment. It is just a tool arm, a piece of aluminum, which is holding this cross slide to the tool arm. I've got a 3-inch wheel here, which is actually the belt's going to run against. And then this is the piece that goes in the linear rail. And here I've got the linear rail attached to my current mag chuck, which is a permanent mag chuck. And I actually like this mag chuck because I use this for surfacing Damascus pieces that I can just slap them on, run it, take it off, slap another one on, and I don't have to switch the magnets on and off. I have a big stand-up surface grinder, so for big surface grinding operations, I will use that. Or anything that's a knife or anything like that. So I like this for the operation that I use it for. So we're basically going to use this whole setup. I'm not really going to talk about the construction of this. It's pretty simple. Depending on the cross slide you get and the hole placement, it's going to be a little different, but you're just bolting this to here, and then you're going to bolt the linear rail guide onto the cross slide. It's pretty simple. You might have to drill a few new holes. What we're going to focus on is the piece that attaches to the linear rail. Here's what we're going to be using for this build. First off, the magnets. These are magnets I just ordered off Amazon. There's links down in the video description for these. They came in a 2-pack. I think they're around $60, 65 bucks for a 2-pack, and I ordered 2 of them. I'm using aluminum. Actually, you need aluminum for the main part where the this is going to be the main chuck where the magnets are going to go. You can't use steel for this, of course. And then this is going to get put like this, and there's going to be little L brackets that I'm going to make out of aluminum. And this part could be steel. You could create little steel brackets for this. I just have the aluminum from this piece. You can cut aluminum on a table saw. I don't advise a bandsaw. It gums up the blade. But I just had a big piece of this, and I just ripped an inch off of this on the table saw. So, first thing is we're going to go and drill all of our holes for the magnets. You'll notice these are kind of a weird shape, but this is 1 3/16 size, and I happen to have an annular cutter, which is exactly that size. I'm going to be doing this in the mill just to make sure that these holes are accurate. If you don't have a mill, you can just spot these. Where these are doesn't have to be super accurate down the face of this. So it doesn't matter. You could do this with a hole saw if you happen to have one. To secure the magnets after that, I'm going to be drilling through these holes in the magnets, and I'm going to be using these M5 bolts. So I'll tap the face of the chuck, and or the back of it, I should say, to secure the magnets so that they don't move. Let's go to the mill and put our magnet holes in here. Okay, so I've got this chucked up in the mill. I've got my annular cutter in the arbor here. I'm ready to go. I've already used the DRO function to center on the X and the Y, so this is perfectly centered. I'm actually going to drill a hole in the center, and then I'm going to put the magnets 2 inches apart. And I'm actually going to drill one in the center, two, and 2. And these 2 and the center holes, I'll just leave for future enhancement if I actually want to add more magnets. And for now, I'm just going to have 2 here and here. All right, let's get cutting. Okay, we got all those holes drilled with the annular cutter. That is definitely the best option. It gives perfect holes that are exactly the right size. Do note though, the annular cutter only works either in a mill or a magnetic drill. And if you don't have either of those, then find yourself a hole saw and make the holes like that. So now I have to do the holes on either side, and it's a good thing I tried this because this piece is actually going to go here, and there's not enough room if these sit like this. So I'm just going to put them diagonally a little bit, which will not hurt it at all. You can still access these. Remember, this is going to actually be sitting like this on the linear rail, and the belt will go against here, so you'll have easy access to these still. So I'm going to put all these in at the right angle. I'm actually going to turn them all on and put a piece of metal at the other side, which will cause these to stay in place while I drill through all of these. These holes are exactly 5/32, so I'm just going to drill those and spot them. And actually 5/32 is what I need for the tap for this. So I'll probably just drill right through and then tap them, and then I got to enlarge these holes just a little bit to take these. So I got these secured in place just with a piece of steel underneath. And one thing I forgot to mention, these are actually 1 3/4 inches apart, not 2 inches, just so they would fit on here. And this is 3/4 inch stock, which is exactly the thickness of that part of the magnet. Now it's time to tap all these holes with an M5 tap. I could do this in the mill, but I wanted to actually show you guys this gear wrench tapping handle, which I absolutely love. You just take either a small size, it comes with both, or a large size. You put this in, put your tap in here, and it's a ratcheting handle here. And you can just flip it, whether you're reversing or not. This thing is a lifesaver. It's got really big handles. If you're going to do a lot of manual tapping, this is the way to go. There's links down in the description. Let's take a moment and talk about our sponsors. First off, Maritime Knife Supply. You need anything knife related, from abrasives to tooling to steel, they've got you covered. And of course, Ameribraid. If you need a grinder, the best grinder on the market is the Fastback 2x72 from Ameribraid, and they also have the best attachments. Go check them out. So I've gone ahead and tapped all the holes. I've put one of these in here just to show you guys. It actually comes out perfectly flush, which is not what I want. I want it to be inset a little bit, because you may actually have to surface grind the aluminum to make sure it's perfectly even with your grinder. So I want to make sure I leave room for that. So what I'm going to do is just use these little nylon washers underneath here just to make them make them inset a little bit. And there we go. It's inset about a 1/16, which is perfect. So now I'm on to the part of the build that I think has the most chance for error. So I have to think about this one carefully. So I've got the bottom part of this here, and I've cut the end piece here. So this is going to be the bracket that holds these guys at a perfect 90. What I think I'm going to do is take this guy to the mill and draw these perfectly 90 degrees. So two holes here and two holes down here. And then I'm going to come back to the granite surface plate, which is perfectly flat, and I'm going to glue this in place and then drill through, because this is too long to put in the mill. So I'm going to have to just put this in a vise with this glued on top and just drill through the holes that I already have, and then separately do the same with this one. Hopefully that turns out that it's very 90 degrees here.
This ended up being a bad choice using a hand drill for this. I should have just put this in my big drill press and done it that way.
So there it is, all put together. I still need to trim this just to make it look pretty. It's not perfect right now. This was a lot harder than I thought, and I thought it was going to be hard. It's still out a little bit, so what I'm going to do is just grind the bottom surface until it's a perfect 90 with this. And then that should be close, and then any kind of grinding on the surface will get it perfect. So I'm going to go grind that, and then we'll put the magnets back in. Actually, I'll cut these first, and we should be pretty close. Now it's time to attach our mag chuck to the rail. I've already got 3/8 holes drilled in the rail from the old one. You saw me just taper these. That's because they need to fit in here and be flush so that the carriage doesn't hit them. So those are done. I'm going to drill this one, which really just can be anywhere. I can just spot this one. And then the second one, I know from making mag chucks that these are 4.75 apart. So I'm going to drill both of those, and then we're going to put a little arc in here so that we can do tapers. I've got it all set up and on the actual rail now. I've been just tweaking a little bit, just moving the bolts ever so slightly, just to see how it's doing. Here it's just barely rubbing. I think it's pretty good. So I'm going to turn it on. This is just a piece of mild steel, and we're going to see how we do. There's a bit of mill scale on here, so which is good because it'll give us an indication how even we are. So there we go. You can see it's doing the bottom more than the top, which is pretty typical for these. A lot of times you got to kind of push in the top a little bit. There's always going to be a little bit of play, but that's pretty good. What we would normally do would be to surface the bottom and actually take off some of the aluminum on the bottom, but it's really, really close, probably within a few thou, and that's easily correctable by shaving the bottom. I'm not going to do that because I'm actually not going to keep this. This is going to go to either one of my Patreon members, or it'll go up for sale, because I just wanted to show you guys how to make this. I don't actually need one myself, but I'm pretty happy with that. It's certainly getting it flat end to end. I could probably tweak it a little bit so that over here was digging in as much as here, but I mean, it's really, really close. Certainly with a few little tweaks, you could make it perfect. The big part of this build was having the switchable magnets. So now, having these is the key here. And this is really, really solid. I mean, I can't even pry it off with my hand. So it's really, really solid. Certainly not going anywhere with the weight of the belt. So I'm calling this a success. If you guys want to make one of these, check the video description for a parts list, and yeah, check it out. Certainly one of the best attachments, and the first one I think you'll need for most knife making. So take a look. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you on the next one.